MacArthur drops an atomic bomb.
Hello everyone, welcome back. This is turn 4 of 1951. Like I said, turn 4 for the communists. Turn 3 turned out to be a quasi-smashing success for the Allies. Well, first it was a smashing success for the communists, and then the Allies were able to turn around some of the misfortunes, such as nuking Paris and trapping the Soviet army there, and then also up here in Kamchatka, get a beachhead up there in the Soviet Far East. So, going over the purchases, Russia is buying 2 mech and a mobile artillery, 1 diplomacy and 1 tech. Sato has elected to buy two dice to counter the diplomacy. Russia's buying 9 tanks and a fighter. China is buying 3 tanks, a miner, a tech, a diplomacy, and NATO is paying for 2 diplomacy to counter that one. So we'll start with the Russians. So Russia is going to diplomacy. What were we going to diplomacy again? We were going to diplomacy Egypt. That's right. We were going to try and diplomacy Egypt. And they failed. And then the tech, they were going to tech for heavy tanks. And they failed. Okay, then China. China was going to diplomacy Indonesia. They failed. And then their tech was going to be for war bonds. And they failed. All right. So that's the diplomacy and tech out of the way. So now we'll get everything set up and we will move into the attacks. Or actually, oh, I screwed up. It wasn't Egypt that Russia was supposed to go for. Okay. It was supposed to be for Spain. Shoot, I rolled for the wrong one. Okay. You know what? We'll do it again. Let's see what happens. So they're rolling for Spain, which they can get on a 5 or a 6. Okay. And then Sato paid 2 to block. And they failed. All right, so Russia flipped Spain for 2 IPC and 6 infantry. Okay, so now we'll get the board squared away and we will move into the attacks. All right, so going over attacks for turn 4 for the communists. We have the Soviets launching another invasion into Norway to try and wrestle that from the Allies. They're going to launch an invasion into southern Germany and try and smash the British Army of the Rhine down here. See if they can't deal some damage to it. They are once again going to go for an attack against Israel. The Chinese are going to invade Pakistan. The Chinese will also drop down to try and force their way into Malaya in Singapore. And finally, up here, a combined Soviet-Chinese force is going to try and retake Kamchatka from the Americans. So we'll start on this side of the map. We'll start with the battle in Kamchatka and we'll work our way west towards Europe. Get this right. Okay. Yeah. Jet Fighter 2. Okay. Alright, actually that works a lot better. Alright, so we have the 1 Russian for 1. Miss. the infantry artillery for 2. Miss the 2 tanks for 3. And the fighter for 4. No hits. Okay, so the Americans 3 for 2. Wow, no hits. And 2 tanks for 3. 1 hit. We'll go again. There's 3 rounds per attack, so now we're on round 2. So Communist 2 for 2. Still nothing. 2 for 3. 1. And 1 for 4. Nothing. Americans 3 for 2. 1. And 2 for 3. Whoops. It's 1. And that's 2 more. Okay, we're going to have to retreat from that attack. I think the Americans are going to remain in control of Kamchatka. Put these back into their place. We'll not automatically just go back to Vladivostok. Next, we will move on to the battle for Malaya. Okay. There's also an AA gun. Jet, 2 fighters, another jet, and a bomber. All right, so with the anti-aircraft gun, we got to roll. So fighter, fighter, jet, jet, and bomber. Oh man, the Russians lost their strategic bomber. That's not good. Okay. Starting off, all right, the Chinese have 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. They have 10. 10 for 1. That's 2. That's 5. This is 10. That's another 1. And they got 2 for 2. Another hit. And then 2 for 3. Ooh, 2 more. And 2 for 4. 1. Okay, Sato will fire back with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 2. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 6 for 3. 1, 2, and 2 for 4. Another hit. All right, let me be round 2, but let me just look at the map quick here. Okay, they could attempt, well, 2 of the tanks could attempt to retreat onto, well, that don't seem right. There's no way they can retreat, and there's no way for the fighters to retreat. So, unfortunately, the Sato forces are stuck, and China will go for a round 2 attack. So there's now 6. Maybe 6 for 1. 1. Okay, so there's 1. 2 for 2. Another 1. 2 for 3, 2, and 2 for 4, 1. Okay, that's 5 for 3, 3, and then 2 for 4. Misses. Okay. Third round of combat. Yep, third round of combat. All right, so the Chinese have 3 for 1. Misses. Oh, that's why. 3 for 1. Oh, misses. 2 for 2. Misses. 2 for 3. Oh, misses. And 2 for 4. 1. Okay. All right, and Chinese roll for 4. 2. Okay. All right, well, because that was 3 rounds of combat, and they didn't kill off all the Sado forces remain in control of Malaya for another turn. So real quick, get the forces back here. And all the Chinese planes will head back to, they'll fly to Thailand and land there with the air base there. Okay, next we will go on to the battle for Pakistan. Okay. Whoops. Okay, just resetting ourselves. All right, it's going to be 4 for 1. Nothing, and 1 for 3. Nothing. Oops. 2 for 2. Oh, 2 hits. Okay. Now, now we'll press into turn 2 real quick. So 2 for 1. Nothing, and 1 for 3. Nothing. 2 for 2. Misses. Well, we'll give it a shot on round 3. 2 for 1. Miss. 1 for 3. God, miss. And 2 for 2. Misses. Okay, well, the battle for Pakistan wasn't a success either. Granted, the battle for Malaya was only by the slimmest of margins. Reset that. Okay, now we'll go from there to Israel. We got 2 sets of mobile artillery, so that'll cover those. That. Against the NATO defenses. Okay, so the Russians have 1 for 1. Miss. Yeah. 4, 2, 4, 6. 6 for 2. 1. 2 for 3. 1. My tactical with a target select of 1. Misses, and my strategic bomber. hits. Okay, NATO will shoot back with 1 for 1. Hits. 1 for 2. Misses. 1, 2, 3, 4 for 3. 2 more. Okay, clearing the battle space. Well, as the Russians will keep going. Actually, we'll want to... NATO could retreat their aircraft into Africa and leave the tank on its own. We'll try that. All right, so the strategic bomber and the tactical bomber are going to retreat. And the tactical does not get away, but the strategic bomber does. He will retreat, so I'll set him off to the side for now. And then the final battle. So we got 4 for 2. 1 misses. 2 for 3. He's dead. 1 for 3. He got a hit. Alright, so... Okay, so the Soviets have taken Israel for 2. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so now we'll go up to the battle in southern Germany. Oh, first I gotta clear off these guys back onto their army. These guys will head back to Turkey. Back to a solid 1. So that's 3, 4, so 6 infantry will get to be covered. 1, 2, 3, 6 infantry. Tanks. And then 2 of the jet fighters in order to get to the fight. I'll set them up here quick. These 2 have to be rolled against because of anti-aircraft guns, because they have to fly over northern Italy to get there. So let's see. 1 makes it, and the other makes it. So they both make it for the fight. All right, so we got 3 for 1. And we got 2 hits. 6, 9, 10, 11. So we'll have 11 for 2. 2. Nothing. Nothing. And 5 for 3. 2 more. 2 more, and then 4 for 4. Come on, 2. Okay. Alright, NATO will fire back with 4 for 2. 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there's 2 more, 7, 8. So 8 for 3. Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3. So that's 5. 1, 2. Ooh, that was a nasty counterattack. With 2 more. Okay. So, clearing the battle space quick. Think with these tanks, I'm going to try and retreat them. Think. Let's see here. I should be able to retreat. Oh, let's see. I can retreat them into. I can retreat them into. No, retreat to Holland, Belgium. We'll join up with the NATO army up in northern Belgium. So, let's see here now. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just roll 4 dice. So 4. See how many ones they get. Nothing. All these tanks make it, and we'll join their brethren in Holland, Belgium. Soviets gain 2 IPC for taking southern Germany. And then finally, I think all that's left is the attack on Norway in a second here once I get the battle board cleared up. That battle actually went a lot. Well, didn't quite go as well as I wanted it to, but well enough that I think, and all the fighters that participated in that will go back to Poland. So now we got the battle up there. I can just do it from the board. So there are 2 Soviet cruisers that will get to fire. We'll get to fire first for a shore bombardment. Maybe we'll kill the fighter right off. And we do. So the Soviets now will walk into Norway for 3 IPC. Though how long the Russians will actually be able to hold Norway is another question, as it's pretty out there on the fringes. Yeah, out there on the fringes. Not to mention NATO did capture or was able to flip Finland, which is aiding them in their assault into northern Russia. And then, actually, did forget one move. This lone Russian infantry is going to move north and take Hokkaido for 1. So all of Japan is now completely under communist control. All right, so now we can go into the non-combats, which, let's see here. We can start in Asia. Okay, the Russian transport aircraft will come to Japan. Let's see here. These 3 Chinese tanks will about face and head for Peking. The massive Chinese army here in Hong Kong. Let's see here. No. Move an infantry, a mech infantry, and a mech artillery out that way. These two tanks are going to reinforce here because they're not, I don't think they're gonna, or yeah, I'll commit all the tanks to East India so we can, whoops, commit them all to East India so we can get out that way. The forces in Thailand will keep the infantry, we'll move the artillery over into Burma, just in case. Don't know exactly what the Allies are going to do yet. Actually, I'm going to move this mech artillery, this mobile artillery over that way too. That's all of China right now. Okay, in Europe, well, in the Middle East, let's see, the planes from the Israel attack will back. These two will come in and help secure Turkey. Up over here, let's see here, I'm gonna get this one day. This army in the Baltic states is gonna move back up to Leningrad. He's gonna stay at Archangel, act as a barrier against NATO. That anti-aircraft gun's gonna stay. I think that's all the moves, and then our 6 in Spain has to stay. So I think that's all the non-combat. Oh, actually, this fleet in the Med, we're going to retreat them back here, and the transports on that fleet are about 1, and they're going to come back up and hide up in the Black Sea. And then that NATO bomber was able to escape Israel and come here into Egypt, Sudan. All right, so that is all the non-combats for the turn. Going into the deployments now. Let's see here. So the Soviet mech infantry and so the 2 Soviet mech infantry and artillery, mobile artillery is going to go in Turkey. 3 tanks are going to go into Poland. Put them on the Polish map. Another 3 are going to join the army up in Leningrad, which is right here. And then these 3 are going to deploy in Emmer. And then that Soviet fighter is also going to deploy here in Leningrad as well. Get some air cover up that way. For China, the 3 tanks are going to be needed in the south anymore. So the 3 tanks, we're going to deploy them here in Peking in this factory. Oh, we're going to capture Malaya next turn. I'm going to put this guy I was going to put him in Thailand because I figured we were going to need the extra help. But since it's more than likely that we're going to take it next turn, I think we'll just play the risk and we'll rebuild in Manchuria. Okay. All right, so at the end of the turn, China gets 51 IPC, and the Soviets get 68 IPC. All in all, a decent turn for the communists. A couple battles didn't quite go the way we wanted them to, especially up there in Kamchatka. Kind of hoping that battle would have gone a little bit different, but we'll have to see. In Europe, everything went about as expected in Europe, but we'll have to see how bad the how bad NATO can see what NATO can do to respond to our attacks. So until the NATO turn, guys, take care.